Now my mic might be on. I got this new equipment I'm checking out. It's so far. So, anyways, that's funny. Anyways, uh, like I was saying, it's just it's kind of late on a Saturday night, and I gotta close the YouTube. It's getting it twice in my ears here, so, and I can keep track of that if I'm in here. So, okay, cool. Anyways, like I was saying, it's kind of a impromptu little open up hang out in case somebody was bored like I am. So, it's kind of nice, I think, when people will do that once in a while. Um, I know, it's nice when I'm bored that there's a hangout to jump in. So I thought I would return the favor. And while I'm waiting for that favor to be returned in a meaningful way, I'm going to try this out again. Let's see, can I even suck through here? All right. Yeah, so anybody want to come in, say hi, or come in, say hi for you. I don't really care. Um, but you gotta come in. I don't know, St. Tom, are you out there? What are you doing, bro? You awake? Are you up with the demons tonight, or what? Yeah. So, anyways, uh, there was some interesting stuff going on today, but frankly, I'm pretty excited right now. Not going to go into any detail, just personal stuff, but it's a it's just an amazing story, and I don't know. I'm still trying to. I'm really trying to figure this out. So, anyways, pretty cool though. Anyways, yeah. So why don't you come in, Victor? You got to be up, huh? Are you sleeping? I don't know. Oh, I guess I could almost wait till I get a viewer in here. Start talking. Yeah, that might work. But, like I said, sometimes, everybody just has been burning the candle at both ends all weekend with Monday coming up tomorrow, Monday morning soon to arrive. I can understand, I can understand just getting some sleep. So, in order for me not to bore myself to death, I guess, while I'm waiting to see if anybody wants to come in, just seeing what I could play that wouldn't get me in trouble. I don't know if Praise I Am is still doing his thing. Let's see. 1 second here. Oh, I guess he is going. Okay. Well, I'm going to mute this. What the heck is. Oh, okay. It's just the three of them. Who's in the side chat? All right. I guess let me check my other subs, see what else is happening out there. If anybody's got anything going. Looks like Praise I Am. Man, that's the only guy doing Hangout. Come on. Come on now. I should see if my son's up. I'm gonna go over to Discord real quick. Check out Discord. it's just easy to message him over there, and he's probably in Discord playing his games anyway, so instead of messaging him on my phone. All right, let's. Oh, here he sent me a message. What's this up? Okay, let me just see. Send message. It could be he's in California though, so I don't know. Depending on what's going on with the family, he might. I know he a lot of times he plays like this time of night, but I think he waits till the kids in bed and everything's all settled so he can just do his thing. So, what is this? Another message? Who is this? Totally need to revamp the whole thing when I'm feeling better. What is this? Oh, okay, never mind. Brojo Mojo. Age restricted channel. Continue. Uh-oh. When's the last time he posted in here? Maybe not that long ago, actually. I gotta do some scrolling here. 2/16. What's today's date? Wow. Pretty up to date. Richard Madsen. Oh, I hear. And you know what that means. Oh, hello. Sorry. Old Faithful, Plastic Jesus.
Hey, that pop fiend is me, baby.
my top subscriber.
My only subscriber.
My number one fan.
What's up, homie?
At least my number one favorite subscriber. I think he probably subscribed the longest to me or something for some reason.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Right I thought that was so funny today in Sammy's hangout. I enjoyed listening to you guys after I left. Even
you were rambling. I couldn't understand what you were saying. You didn't even come to a conclusion or anything. I was like, "What do you say?"
Oh shit! I didn't know when I was being muted or talking. Like I always do that. Like I'm in a conversation with somebody like Sammy or whatever, and I'm just talking along, and then I freaking look down and I've been ranting for 5 minutes into the muted mic.
There's probably a lot that wasn't said because everyone's trying to figure out what you're talking about. Because all I heard was like, "Well, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?" That's all I heard. So something missed. That's all I heard.
Well, I don't know. It all started with oh man, what's that? Hold on, I gotta find this real quick. 1 second. But yeah, so go ahead. I'm gonna find this something real quick if you want to say.
No, I don't know. I'll just.
What have you been up to?
Me? Nothing really. Just fucking just sitting around doing jack shit.
Okay, here we go.
I get motivated to do something, but when I don't have any butt, I can't do much.
Here we go.
All right.
Oops. Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, hold on. My monitor's not up. You can't hear John Travolta singing?
No.
You can hear my mic though, right? Right here?
Yeah, I hear you.
You can't hear that? Okay, hold on. All right, I'll fix that. I'll just share it. This is funny because I did mention it when I was in there. Sorry.
I remember saying something about Grease.
Yeah, exactly. Share this.
I was thinking in my house, my hair, my hair.
Oh my god. The funniest shit was what went down in Brojo's happy chat off of my one comment. That was so hilarious.
Oh, everybody was going off on it.
Okay. I think am I sharing this? Let me see.
Yeah.
Am I sharing it? Okay, here we go. This time you guys can hear it. I think.
Yeah.
Can you hear it? Yeah. This is for you, Sandy, if you're listening.
What did I say? Monday at school.
I gotta wait to hear the words.
Sandy,
There we go.
can't you see I'm in misery?
Yeah, she was.
We made a
Gotta get into the
start.
right screen.
We're apart.
I'm just gonna stop that. I don't want to get a strike.
Yeah, John Travolta's a Scientologist, man. They get hard on you.
Oh, maybe they do. With the do
know.
they? Are they? Oh,
I had Scientologist friends in California. I knew a couple of them. They tried to get me to read. I read Dianetics and what parts of it. You know, we're hanging around the park and said, "Oh, you should really join, man." Blah, blah.
Check out. Read it. Okay, read this right here, man.
Yeah, and it was like Scientology. Like, all right, so I was talking about what does Scientology mean? You know, it's blah 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 blah. I'm like, this is dumb.
Huh? Y'all follow that shit?
Yeah, I was like, what's this? What? Wait a second. And then I looked up L. Ron Hubbard. This is way back in like junior high. There was no fucking, internet. So I go to the library. There's L. Ron Hubbard, Star Space something and Space Mountain something. I'm fucking yeah. It's like. And then I said to my friend,
well, he was science fiction. He was a science fiction guy, right?
Yep. So I went back to my buddy at school, and he's like, "So you think about joining coming with us?" And I was like, "Nah, man. I think I'm gonna join Star Trek." Join the Federation. He got all pissed off at me.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna go Gene Roddenberry.
Oh my god, that's so funny, man. I can just see that burn.
Oh, it's funny. I was over there by my friend's apartment, so they're always trying to talk to me about it. I guess their family was in it and stuff, and a couple rich kids,
All right.
Yeah. At first, I thought they were Mormons because they always dressed in white, and for some reason, I always thought Mormons when I was a kid dressed in white, but they're Scientologists.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So, because I don't know anything about Scientology or like if they have, whatever.
I know a little bit about it. I read into it. I studied a little bit for.
But they don't wear a certain thing, do they?
No.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
No, I just pay a lot of money for nothing.
So
and they'll freaking hound your ass. They're like fucking. There's instances in
what
there.
What do you get out of it? Murder. Just like a networking? Is it basically a networking thing? And
yeah,
it's there's powerful people that you want to network with?
It's Hollywood pretty much. It has to do a lot they make most of their money off Hollywood celebrities and stars. They promote it to them mainly. That's why they have Tom Cruise, a large list of stars that they have that they get into it because they pay the money.
What's the payback? I mean, what do you get out of what do they? I mean, what does the religion itself say it's going to get? I mean, what
the secrets to the universe and where we came from and why we have what we have and where we're going is their secrets. And
what kind of secrets of the universe then did you get made aware of what kind of that meant? Or
well, there's an afterlife, of course, like a heaven.
Okay.
But the problem is we can't get to that heaven, and we're going to repeat these lives here on this earth as long as we have these thetans attached to us. And these thetans cause us anxiety and pain and angst and horniness because these are the ghosts. Okay. You heard of the Galactic Emperor Xenu, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, when you reach Oton level, I believe it's 8, and you pay like about $300,000-$500,000 into it. You gotta pay to play you gotta pay for the next set of books. So when you get to that level, it all came out like 15 years ago, 16 years ago. It all kind of came out because they started releasing the stuff. Internet first came out. Well, not first came out, but it was Alphabet. And what it is, Galactic Emperor Xenu is this galactic warlord, like this bad guy, right?
Now, is this part of Ron Hubbard's story? Like, I mean, this part of the myth that he created or something?
Yeah, this is all for Scientology. This you won't find this in any of his other books. So this Galactic Emperor Xenu, he goes to battle with all these different planets to take control of the universe. So he captures all these aliens. Now this is what he says. Captures all these aliens, puts them on these spaceships that look like DC-10s, I guess he says, but they're propulsion by nuclear fission and blah 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 fusion. And so what they do is they take these. Now I heard two different ways. They take these aliens and they throw them into the volcanoes of Earth, and then I heard another way say where they put them around the base of the volcanoes. And anyway, the volcanoes erupt or they're in the volcanoes, which cause them to die, but their ghosts are released. And all these spirits are attached to the caveman or the Cro-Magnon man.
It's almost like those aliens' bodies are cocoons of some form that
these are attached to you.
Life actually need. But like in the picture, it's like they're the butterflies being freed from this.
Exactly.
Thing.
Yeah. It's what you have to do is in Scientology, you have to release or free your thetans. You have to lower your thetan levels and rid yourself of all these aliens, of the alien of anxiety, the alien of
you kind of have to go through this volcano process. Is that right?
You go through a cleansing process of ridding yourself of these thetans. So your thetan levels become zero. You become what they call it, not woke, but like an
enlightened
enlightened, but there's a certain word they use for it. It's a weird word.
Yeah.
It's in my head somewhere.
I mean, it's kind of like
woke. You become woke. You understand.
That probably
everything.
Is it like right? It's like that gnosis of the Gnostics. Well, here's the thing: you know it. You know, you get that special knowing.
But once you get rid of all your thetans, you become zero level of thetans. Then you're able to telecommunicate with anybody. You could read minds. You could like pretty much do whatever you want. It's really weird.
Like you can kind of go. You can sort of go mentally wherever you want.
Exactly,
sort of that kind of
it's
thing,
like you're free from all
no limitations.
Exactly. So it's weird, right? It's like you see how it's inviting to people, and
that
how
would
they
be
grasp
cool,
onto it. Yeah, that's what it's pretty much about. But a lot of it's just a bunch of crap.
But how could people be convinced of something like that? Like I can't imagine anyone's experienced that level of actual experience where leaving the body or something like that.
Yeah, the kids I was talking to, man, they were really into it. They were like, they used to go to this roller rink and try to get their friends in on it, or try to get other kids to come with them and shit like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, the power of whatever, the power of persuasion that can work, with people, or the uninitiated or the vulnerable or the whatever.
Yeah, I almost joined a church when I was a kid. When I was in this is before I was arrested. So I was like a 5th grade. And Mr. Brown comes to town. He's a substitute teacher. He gets all the kids, to go to this church with him. He plays guitar, he's folk singing, and he takes some of the kids, me, my buddy Ralph, some girls down to Tijuana to give out toys and food to the little poor slum, the poor kids in the ditches and the valleys.
Okay.
And then goes to the church, or building the church, blah blah blah. I'm like, it's kind of cool, So we're helping people. This is probably cool. I might be able to get into this. And then I go to school.
Oh no.
I go to the principal's
I'm just waiting for like with you. It's always the shoe's gonna drop.
He raped one of the girls, and he sexually molested like 3 other ones, including my friend Ralph. And the cops went in there to interview me to see if he did anything to me, and I was like, he rubbed my back funny, but he never touched me or anything like that. Are you sure? Did he ever give you anything to black you out? And I was like, nope, not that I can remember. I hope not. My butt don't feel weird.
I never
he was arrested and all kinds of shit. Yeah, and I was like, whoa. I guess I heard about it. I used to even joke with my cousins because they would go to Sunday school, and I was like, hey, any of you guys got any extra ice cream money from the priest when he touched your asshole to shut you up? I would make jokes like that all the time. And then, that happened when I was like in 5th grade. And I was like, geez,
I don't know what the answer. I mean, I can't believe anybody would. I just would never, ever again, if I was in this day and age and I had kids, they would never, ever be alone with anybody like that.
Well, my kids
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a classroom. If they're at Sunday school in a classroom, fine. Let's say 20 kids or something.
Yeah, my kids always went to. They had kids' night on Wednesdays, and then they went to church on Sunday with Really nice couples. I think her name is Mike and Stacy. There's a pastor and his wife out here. They kind of like do the kids' night, the kids, churches on Sunday for the kids. So they went there and they had a lot of fun. They were playing around. And I told them, I said, hey, I like me. I never say I'm an atheist, but I don't worship anything or pray to anything either. But I'm not going to like cast anything out or aside that I don't know, fully of. And I told my kids, so whatever you guys decide, it's up to you. If you continue to go to church for certain reasons, let me know. We could discuss things and this and that. But
Right.
yeah. But they're both kind of like me, because they're raised by me, and so they don't have a.
Well, my opinion is, I mean, so the atheists are always dragging out this old, I forget what you call it, old canard, I guess is one way to say it. But it has to do with, I mean, just the fact that you're only Christian because you were raised in a Christian home. If you were raised somewhere else, you'd be this or that. Okay. All right. Now, there's no doubt there's a correlation there. No doubt about it. Right. I mean, that'd be stupid. Just, if you're raised in Iran, you're going to be brought up a Muslim. You're raised here, 50 years ago, you were brought up a Christian, whatever. Okay. But still, the point, I mean, let's fast forward to the point where every adult, leaves the house and he's going to live his life. That's when you find out, really what he believes, or at least then you'll find out that what he believes is his choice, maybe at least, not something else.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was raised in a Christian home, but I came to a point where I was just like you. I was not living it, and I didn't, I was on I wanted to, I was never not interested in what was true about reality, but I wasn't that concerned about it so much, I mean, there was too much else to find out about, besides how the world came into be, or something, how about enjoying it, what I find right now,
I was like, a
young guy, you're out of the house and, no longer under your parents' rules or that.
What parents? I don't have parents, man. I don't know what parents are. I mean, honestly,
I understand, but you're not. Obviously though. But you're smart enough to figure out what I'm talking about, and a lot of I'm talking about the typical '50s nuclear family. Obviously not everybody got
Leave
that.
It to Beaver. Yeah,
exactly.
That was one of my favorite shows. I learned a lot from that show. Like Ward was kind of like, in a weird way. Like I said, I didn't have parents. My parents was movies and TV and the liquor store owner. The garbage collector. The first parenting I got, I remember, was from my dad was dealing dope. It's two guys, one Jamaican guy, and the Jamaican guy, he brought over some old records and shit. Two to the Maytals, fucking Dennis Brown, lots of reggae. Got me into reggae. He told me, everything is peace and love and harmony. He would go there and he would get the weed and sell that, distribute it. And he was a really cool guy. And the other guy was a guy named.
And Paul. How old are you at this time?
I was like roughly in first or second grade, about 6 or 7.
Okay, so young boy.
Around 7.
Young boy, but not that young. I mean, you're old enough to kind of know what's going on.
Oh, definitely,
you could talk to an adult and like kind of figure shit out. Okay, go ahead.
And then the next one was this biker from I forgot what gang he was from. It was a biker gang. It wasn't the Hells Angels. It was like Chingalings or somewhere thing like that.
All right, yeah.
It was a Mexican biker, and his Harley. And my dad's always my friend, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, hey, you want some ice cream? And I was like, yeah, I'm a kid. I get on the back of the bike. He goes, takes off. He goes, rule number 1, you never take off with the fucking stranger. I can murder you, but I won't. Goes, gives me ice cream.
Right.
He goes, rule number 2, your father's an idiot for letting you go with somebody like me. He's like giving all kinds of advice. Yeah. And just tell me all kinds of cool shit, pretty much.
But he was just a cool guy. He took you for an ice cream and like,
told me,
but when he dropped you off, remember that shit, fucker.
Exactly, yeah. He goes, your father's a fool. Don't trust anybody. Never trust anybody at all. Everybody's out to get
That's
you.
Hilarious.
Just pretty much the basics of survival. And
right,
yeah, and that's where I got a lot of my lessons from. Because my father, I learned nothing from, other than abuse. And my mother was, 6th grade educated, like Jethro. wasn't, you know, she was smart and she could do,
Right.
she got along and she could read and write, but she was I would say, even to this day, she's like a child, you know. Her mind's like a child.
Oops. You got your brains from somebody in the family.
That's why I try to figure where I get her from. That's why I'm like I'm kind of like a racist. I'm like, okay, I must have gotten it from somewhere. And
I can't believe it. I don't think that I don't think that thought ever crossed anybody's mind that you would be a racist. What?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like, for example,
yeah, just a little bit.
Well, okay, I always have like just.
I don't think you're a racist in a way, but in a way you are. But
yeah, well, I'm kind of like you know, I go kind of with eugenics and genetics itself, and where things come from and derive from. And the only thing I could think of is I must get it from the German part of the family, and I got the most. I'm the I guess the tallest one out of the bunch,
right?
And I don't want to toot my own horn, but my brothers aren't. Well, they're smart.
Me, you don't look anything like James at all.
I mean, that's what everybody says. Everybody says I must have been adopted or something.
I mean, if yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody says that.
I mean, I believe he's your brother. I mean, that's what you said, you know. But I don't think you share the same mom and dad.
No, our dads are different. My dad is actually still alive. He's my uncle.
So obviously, then you know, in any case like that, you're not going to expect the brothers to look alike. Really, I've got to grab something my plate out of a microwave. I'll be back.
Oh, right on. Yep.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to eat while I'm.
Oh, right on.
Eat while I'm doing this, but maybe I guess I'll better turn my camera off in case somebody's out there. Won't bother. So it was pretty nice here today, compared to late. Like it had been like real, like I don't know, the last couple of days, especially down to like 25 or something.
Oh, same here. Yeah, today we're like in the 50s.
Yeah, it got really mild, so it felt good anyway.
T-shirt weather.
It's been a mild winter.
It has,
except for some real. I mean, it has some bitter cold to it, but short. Yeah,
bursts. I mean, I noticed that when I moved, like I'm, from Cali, so everything's always the same out there. But moving out here about nearly 20 years ago, when I first bought property out here, I noticed the winters were long and cold, and the snow would last for weeks. Now the snow's barely on the ground for a day or two. The temperature fluctuates like crazy.
I remember that too. Like my childhood, we have several snows, several feet right here in Detroit area. You don't get that except up north in Cadillac or like northern Michigan. You get these big. I don't know. Been in a slow kind of a mild pattern sort of since I was a kid. With them, at least that way.
When I first moved out here, I noticed it was pretty harsh for a while. For a couple of, like the first maybe 5 winters in a row. I even had I had a Durango that was stuck in ice. I had to chip out.
Okay, but you were driving age, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because you bought. This is when you first bought the place out there, right?
I bought this place. Right? Well, when I first moved out here let me see. No, it wasn't that long ago. 16 years ago. I bought property across the street from where I'm at now, and then I moved back to California.
I remember. For a while. But why? What brought you to that place to buy that property? What was it? What was there? Someone there in the family?
Oh, Catherine's mom and her family live out here. Yeah.
All right, and that was it. Okay.
Well, we came out here I sold a condo, and then I was thinking about purchasing another place because the condo was in a bad area, and I didn't make much off of it. But I did sell during the housing crisis, so I got out early, which was lucky. I got lucky when I sold it, put that way. Because if I would have sold a year or two later, it would have been worth jack shit. I would have got nothing. If I would have sold it, I'd still be there. Um,
Okay, right, because you just would have lost out on that time and then whatever.
Yeah, I took I got I guess got lucky if that whole housing bubble
Right.
popped. I sold before that happened when the prices were still kind of high.
You're
I
talking about the
purchased it.
2005, 6, 7, right?
Yeah,
That
that's when about
Mhm.
2005 is when I came out here first.
Dude, that's
And
right when okay, it just it still amazes me that I was so lucky, even though I didn't get a penny out of it. My wife did though, but she just cheated me. But still, we bought a house in 2001, 2001 in April. So 4 months into 2001, 142, beautiful home, 3-bedroom, guest house, pool, cul-de-sac,
oh,
Palm
nice.
Desert. It just it was a dream home. I mean, I worked a whole year. I made over 100,000 that year back in Michigan while
Nice.
my wife was in California. Anyway, bought this place. So that's when we bought it. 2001, 2005 sold it for $385.
Oh wow.
So like it was actually less than 4 years. So what's 385 minus 142? I don't know. And we had paid off probably 40,000 of it, I think.
Oh, right on.
Something like that, but
You didn't get any of the money, the profit?
no.
Oh, that sucks.
That was the fuck of my life because I was 40 years old, and that's the payoff for all those years I'd work up to that point. You know what I mean? You wait for that payoff and then it comes, right? And then somebody steals it from you and you're like, oh, you fucker.
That's
and it
fucked
happens,
up.
And it happens to be the mother of your kids, so you can't really, you're not in a fucking good position.
Yeah. That sucks balls, man.
Because you still got the law, and I got to pay, I paid every fucking month of child support, $600 a month.
Shit.
And that was for 2 kids whenever they were both under 18.
Yeah.
Which was about 6 years. And then I had to just pay $600 for a few more years. And then, because I left the area and moved to Phoenix, which left my son on his own, meaning my wife was going to have to handle his bullshit. That pissed her off somehow. So she went down. So she went down to child support office and filed an affidavit swearing that I had not paid any child support.
That sucks.
So I just got married and was in Phoenix, and I got a bill saying I owe $86,000.
What?
With penalties and interest and all this shit.
Yeah.
And I had to, thank God I had all the proof. But do you think they did one goddamn fucking thing about her filing a false affidavit?
They didn't do anything? That should be a crime.
You would think, right?
Yeah, that's got to be one.
They don't. I don't even think it's a crime. I don't think they consider it a crime, and they certainly don't even bother prosecuting it. I mean, this is California.
Man. Yeah.
And so, it cost me $21,000 just to fucking. No, it was $14,000. It cost me $14,000 just to, clear my name. And I could, and I wasn't able to get court costs or any, fuck, they're fucked.
Damn.
As a man.
Damn. That's gotta hurt.
Well, I took it in stride, but what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And then the other bitch just went crazy. Got fucking Trump derangement syndrome.
Like, wow.
So I was gonna write this book, Vic. I mean, it's still running around in my head. I was it was gonna be like how, and this all ties into my whole life at that time, but how Donald Trump cost me my job, ruined my marriage, and saved my life. I think that's a catchy title.
People will probably buy that just because it has it on there. Yeah.
Right. What is this fucking about? What? Save his life. Wait. Yeah, you'd have to know the woman.
Yeah. Women. I guess I wasn't even thinking about getting a relationship at all when I was younger. I was like, saw my mother and my sister and all the horrors around, and I was like, women cannot be trusted. I was like, no fucking way. Am I even gonna I was just gonna be like a hermit, Yeah, like
right.
Yeah.
Because you weren't interested in just being with a woman for fuck's sake, right? I mean,
yeah, it didn't grab me that much, I guess. Maybe because I don't know. I didn't. The whole of course, when you're young, you want to experience it and you think about it. But to me, it was almost like, I don't know. I'd rather, in a weird way, I was into hot rodding cars and shit, and I was doing my thing.
All I was interested in experiencing was a relationship with a woman, honestly, because I never looked at women like something to bang or something like that, or put a notch on my belt or anything like that.
Right, that kind of got me. That kind of off puts me about some people. Like my brother,
and then I saw,
James.
yeah,
he would throw house parties. And there'd be people fucking on the couch. He's fucking some bitch on the floor with his door wide open, like,
exactly.
Hey, come check this out. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? It's sick.
I mean, I would see the guys I go to school with, man, my fucking classmates, and they're fucking acting like fucking dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And treating these girls like fucking garbage. Shit. That's the worst. I mean,
oh, dude, that's the worst. Sometimes
if they were dogs, I mean, it could be excusable, but these are people, guys. They're girls, they're actually human beings here.
Or they they'll get them, they'll bang them, and then they'll talk shit about them, dump them, and they'll try to swap them.
Tell them how much they love them, take advantage of them, the advantage of their crushiness or whatever.
Yeah,
fucking get them a couple beers, bang them. That was fun.
That's what Jimmy used to do with his buddies. They go out cruising around and pick up chicks on the road and take them home to his house. There's this who knows how old they were. There's some young bitches looking bitches there sometimes. Get them drunk and have their way with them and send them off the next day. Give them a ride home.
One of the best things I like about you, Victor, is that, I really share. It's like something I share. I think it's just a deep thing. You either have it or you don't. And you have it where there's certain shit is just fucked up and you don't.
It is,
You don't mince words or nothing about it. You just call it what it is. And anyway, I don't know.
Kind of straight to the point. I don't like to beat around the bush, and I think learning at a young age, honesty is the best policy. It's like if I found out that my brothers always lying about everything, lying about this and that, they don't with so many lies and secrets. I found out that's why they don't remember anything, because they remember the lies, and that's why they can't remember anything from childhood other than nothing, because they rely on the lies to hide. They don't want people to find out, so they're always in that position of.
The peace that comes without not even having to worry what I said before, because I just tell the truth, and it's gonna line up somehow, because I'm not a fucking two-faced motherfucker. You know what I mean? If you're gonna check my past, that's all. I mean,
yeah, and but then and also it's like I just. In a weird way, since I was a kid, I just had that natural Jiminy Cricket in me. You're better than that. You shouldn't do that. That's not right. Why would you even think that? It's almost like and
my dad was weird that. I didn't need no Jiminy Cricket. I didn't want his hand on my ass.
I don't know. I
minded him.
Just weird. Well, in a way, since I can ever remember, I would. This was before I was 5, because I would have had this dream in this house before we moved to the place where I was 5, 6, kindergarten, and it was just something that I knew that I chose. It came here. I think I told you this before. I chose. It came here, and I'm just, for some weird reason, I just had this intuition to watch and listen, observe, and just
almost like
a kid.
Purposely don't speak, but
right
in a way, as not to interrupt it. Maybe
not to let the process go and see how people and see what happens. And I would intervene or interrupt when I felt I had to, but most of the time I was just watching all this weirdness going around. But also experiencing it, like my father forcing me to smoke and drink beer and whatever drugs he made me do when I was 5 or 6 years old in the middle of the night, and and seeing him hit, like push my mom around, make her make eggs in the middle of the night, throw chairs at her and shit. And I just kept thinking, always.
You would reflect on that at the time, like at night,
Mm-hmm.
just like thinking
Right.
about it. And
Yeah. Yep. Why is he doing this? What's going on? And
see, I can tell you were so much older than I was when I was 5. I mean, I think you were forced to be that way.
Yeah, I grew up fat. I had to. I didn't have a childhood at all. My childhood is now.
I was raised in a bubble compared to you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I had to.
It was a wonderful bubble as far as I consider it, but
it's like I hear people talk about like parents and grandparents. I didn't have grandparents; they're all dead, and no family really. Because no family. My father's German side, because they disowned my grandfather when he purchased my grandmother off the res, cash money. They saw him marrying a native wrong because he's German. German. They're all German. They're from St. Louis over here. There's, it's okay for me to say my last name because you know how many fucking Victor Coles live in fucking St. Louis? I went to the bank to open an account. They're like, we have 85 Victor Coles in here. And I was like, that's because my family's from Germany. Wow. They came from Germany. They all settled in St. Louis. Okay. And they have a lot of fucking
I guess they like the name Victor.
Well, that's the family name. It goes back. It's my middle name, which I guess I could. Well, I won't say it, but
yeah,
the middle name and the first name go back and forward for first and middle name, all the way back, all the fucking way back to southern England to Germanic people of.
So it was either Victor this or this Victor.
Yeah, and they're both cool because they both start with V's.
Yeah.
So my initials are VVC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. So it flows off the tongue either way. It's pretty cool. And there's a lot of them up there, but I don't know. They're probably related to me. I don't know. I'm sure they've let me even more.
William Cole.
How'd you know? How'd you know my middle name?
It's not William.
Oh, he said William.
I was trying.
You're very, very
mispronounce
close.
William.
You're very, very close. Very close.
Oh, I know what it is now.
Yeah, here he does.
No, because my dad's name's William. That's why I was like,
oh, right on.
Victor, William.
William,
not Wilhelm.
William, yeah, because W's are V's, right? In German. Yeah, no. It's a trip.
I haven't practiced my German very recently.
Well, I took German for one semester, but I wasn't in class very much because I got kicked out of that school for saying the N-word to a black dude, and the principal too.
I got kicked out of Odin school for saying that word.
Well, I was in the lunch line. This black dude was behind me. He kept calling me fat boy, white boy, beaner. He didn't know what I was.
Oh man!
Over and over, beaner. This. I said, hey man, what the fuck's wrong with you? And he goes, I said, what if I called you what you don't like? Oh, what's that? I'm all, you know what I said? So I said it, right? I don't want to say your channel. Mm-hmm. And then he's all, and then some other kids heard me. It's all black, pretty much a predominantly black school. It's Lincoln Preparatory High School in San Diego, off of Imperial Avenue, the ghetto, you know. So there's other kids, they're chasing me and shit. They're chasing me. Where did I run to? I run into my German speaking class, language class. Oh. And I'm like, these are trying to kick my ass because this and this. So it takes the principal's office, and the principal, and there's a guy named Mr. Adiyami who's like the counselor, and he goes, hey man, what's going on? Because my uncle is black. My cousins are half black, and my cousin's a football star at the school, has this fucking trophy and picture in the hallway. My uncle donates shitload of money to the school.
And so there's your cousin with an afro in the picture cabinet.
Yeah, Jericho.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Jericho. He's half black.
Whatever.
Right. Yeah, my dad's sister's his mom, and so he's German and black, and smart dude. He's actually an officer in the Navy right now. He's making bank.
Well, he sounds more like someone like you, Victor, that maybe escaped it than not the madness or something.
He was a smart dude, yeah. But he was kind of wimpy. He let women run over him and slap him around.
Well, that's worse sins than that.
His ex-wife actually got shot in the face with a shotgun. Nobody knows who did it,
except him.
No, they got divorced. They were fighting over custody of the kid, and she got in the dope and she started hanging around a bunch of fucking dope dealers and shit. And he just found her in East Lake in Chula Vista next to some like electrical boxes, green ones. They couldn't even recognize her because her face was blown off. And I felt sad because their kid, I used to babysit their kid quite a bit. And
I bet I'm just guessing. I bet when he found that out, it probably really hurt that just the waste. I bet he felt like that was such a fucking waste for her to have done. For her, like just for a waste of a life for her to have done what she did and the
she was a nice
she
girl.
made and everything. It would have just been like regretting what could have been if she'd only fucking done right or done good or something, whatever.
And she was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was a really nice chick. She was a half black, half white girl, a little on chubby side, but really cool. Kind of like a little ghetto, but fun. You know, always joking around, goofing around. You know, they didn't get along too well because he wasn't. But like I said, my cousin's like a softie, and she was looking for somebody who's a little more tougher. You know, and yeah, and I don't know what's going on, but she was a nice chick. I met her mom, and I helped them move a couple times. You know, talked to her quite a bit. Pretty close friends in a way.
Because you guys are in the area, right? And so you'd run into once in a while or something like that, or.
Well, I was working at the trophy shop I was working. It was owned by my uncle, the black guy. And
that's what. Oh,
so there she came around quite a bit. Yeah,
gotcha. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm gonna grab a soda. You want one?
Right. You know, I'm gonna grab a tea. I'll be right back.
So yeah, to be honest, I was speaking St. Tommy's name into the air when I first opened this hangout, along with yours, and like you came in, but he hasn't come in so far. I got one viewer, supposedly. Could that? Yeah, it's not me. Let's see if Chris answered me. Nope. I was. I don't know if were you. I don't know if you heard. I was sending my son a message in Discord. You're there, right, Victor? Or are you away? I'm assuming you probably are away. I just want to make sure I didn't mess up my microphone or something. Man, I love a really cold carbonated soda that cuts the crap out of your throat after you've eaten or whatever. Not as good as maybe chewing parsley, but oh well. Yeah, so Victor and I we go back pretty long now. I think. Let me see. I believe it was 2015, maybe late 20. I don't know. At some point around 2015, I think, because I was living in Arizona, but I made like all those years I was married, and I got married in 07, 08. I mean, we met in 07. We got married in 08. So from 2008 until 2016 or 17, when I got divorced, I had, you know, I come from California, so I had friends there. Steve Gregg and his wife, I'd always, you know, I would go over there and visit him all the time. And that was one of the main reasons why I was so close to Victor, because Steve Gregg, my good friend, lived in Temecula, which is right on the 15 freeway. So if you know anything about Southern California, I mean, it's just right on there. So I mean, from visiting Steve's, I just jump on the freeway. Oops, drive down to what's the name of that? Something City, National City, and you know, San Diego. Basically, just I think, you know, you got to go through San Diego, and then it's closer to Mexico. But yeah, we had like. I think Victor and I had known each other at least for like a year on the internet or something or whatever, you know. And I've just always been the kind of, I really don't make that distinction like some people do, like the IRL distinction, you know, and keep them separate and that kind of thing. So obviously, you know, it was just one of those things where, you know, smoking dope, and we always liked it. And besides which, like I think he hooked me up or something. I think I went down there and he hooked me up. But I
I'm back.
mean,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm trying to think of. I think the first time I went down to San Diego or National City,
Mhm.
and met you there. I think you hooked me up with scoring some weed or something, and
Oh
then
yeah, I had my card.
we enjoyed smoking a bunch of it before I left.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just recounting my first visit. My like how I've known you for quite a while, and
Mhm.
blah 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 a little bit about it.
Yep. Been a while. Oh no.
And St. Tommy was, like I don't know, the three of us were particularly thick, I thought, in those
Yeah, I think so.
that
St.
kind
Tommy
of
said something
2-year
weird to me the other
period,
day. St. Tommy said something weird to me the other day. It kind of was a little off-putting.
Oh. just one time the other day? No,
No,
I mean,
like,
it's like,
I was just chatting and goofing around, and then he just said something. He goes, I remember what one brothers did, and I was like, all right, I was like,
was he talking about me?
no, I think he's talking about what I told him about Jimmy.
Okay, so you had kind of said this about your brother Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
And then
Well,
he made that comment like
I was trying to figure out if he's talking about his brother or my
like
brother. I'm like, what are you talking about?
or okay, all right. I didn't know even if he was. I thought you might have been saying might have been intimating that you were his brother that did something to him,
I don't know where he came from or what he's talking about, but he was like kind of like something.
Okay.
I was like weird. Kids got
You
weird
didn't
out
you
of
didn't
nowhere. I
want
was like,
to
what are you
you didn't
talking
want
about?
to he didn't explain it, or you didn't
I just let it
follow
roll. I
up?
was like, I just
Yeah,
chuckled it
you did.
off. I was like, whatever. I was like, I didn't really grasp what he was saying, but I'll ask him later about it. It didn't bother me none at all. I was like,
Oh, okay.
what does that mean by that?
Yeah. I mean, back in those days, St. Tommy was a little more consistent, and I don't, he'd hang around, and you could actually.
Yeah,
It's
he's kind
to
of in and out
me,
now.
he's so frustrating to deal with because, yeah, he's like the fucking gnat, that fucking comes in and bothers you for a minute, and then
I
he's
like
gone.
Saint T. Saint T is
And
cool.
I'm not saying he's a gnat because he doesn't bother. He knows that he doesn't bother me, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's like, fuck, he's in and then he's out. It's like, dude, why don't you
Chill
uh,
and
why don't you grow some relationships or some shit, man?
well, St. Tommy and I thought we had some pretty good conversations back in the day. I knew him since 2010 or 11, I think. We had a lot of pretty
Right.
good conversations, just one-on-one conversations, both of us.
Absolutely.
He's a cool guy. I like St. Tommy a lot. Yeah, but lately he's been in and out. He hasn't been around too much. So I hope he's doing all right.
Look, you're the one person I can talk freely about him. I mean, and I'm not talking about him behind his back.
Yeah, it's just his life.
And I
Yeah,
would
of course.
say
Yeah.
right to his face, and he knows my feeling. I mean, he knows I love him, and I mean, I don't know, that's never going to change, But that doesn't mean we can't talk,
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It's like
and
to see him
who's
around a little
listening
more.
anyway, Victor? Really? I mean, come on, I got one viewer.
Oh, probably Saint T. Hey, Saint T. Hop in.
That's funny as shit. I mean, that would be the one guy that probably listening.
Oh yeah, it's like, yep.
No, but I mean, the world, man, would be a poorer place without that dude.
Right, he's a pretty cool cat. He used to have his own videos back in the day. I don't think he has them up, but he used to have his own videos back in the day. It's more, he was almost like came across as like Dogs of Bounty Hunting, sunglasses and all. Yeah, pretty cool,
dude. I can't tell you how many people, because I met like St. Tommy was like the first person I met and that I became friends with, like quote unquote friends or whatever, regularly hanging out and whatever, however it worked back then. You had connections, right? Friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And followers, whatever. Man, I still remember, man, back in those days, it was like early 2000s, I guess, I think, when they I know like I heard whispers of Google Plus, trying to come against Facebook or some shit. But like I was into Facebook. I wish to God I wouldn't already have been into Facebook and I kind of liked Facebook, I guess. I mean, I sort of liked the way you can connect with families and friends, and you don't always have to be talking to them, but they're sort of just people, you just can keep a track of their life at least. So so it's in your head, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. And you can always, comment occasionally or this and that. But I always, okay, so it wasn't until 14 years later or something, whatever, it was mid teens before I ever joined Google Plus, Yeah. I mean, I missed out on a ton of wealthy. I mean, I missed out on all the shit actually that anyone ever was interested in talking about, all the fucking
a lot of religious talk back then, man. Tons and tons of like,
I mean, there was that when I was in there, but it wasn't the stuff with Nadia's room, man. I never got to experience that. I mean, MK, that was, that was sort of a good taste of like, that was, MK was a person, he was, everybody went into his hangouts, right?
Oh, MK?
Yeah. At some time or whatever. Different people though that I just there's all those old timers. You guys all know them. I don't know all of them, only by reference from you guys, and like Ramcant or whatever, or
okay. I think I had.
I'm just saying, I just pulled that out of my ass. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think I had Rancam and Brett King both trying to kick my ass at one time. It was funny.
Okay, well, those two are friends. At
least when I'll kick her ass. I'll meet you anywhere. I'll kick her ass. I was like, all right, old man, don't make me, tear you a new one.
But and it was cool because the Steve McRae thing was, all those guys that was the great debate community, that was that was
so cheesy back then, man. It
was a little bit of fun, but
the dialogue back then was kind of primitive. It's not like it is today. Things are a lot more refined. I noticed that people have been doing a lot of studying. The people that stuck around they kind of went leaps and bounds from what they're talking from 10, 15 years ago.
I enjoyed it just as a spectacle to behold and to watch how different people acted in the community or whatever. It was funny.
Yeah, I don't know, watch people go at it.
People like Dragnot, comes to mind. Just like looking at it, even what's his name? That fucking lawyer, Nate
Cunningham.
Yeah, Nate Cunningham.
Nate's a cool guy.
Big time, dude. Oh, I like Nate, but
I talked to him many times.
Man.
Yeah,
here he is. He's rubbing shoulders with my fucking favorite guys, Barnes and Viva Fry and Barnes, dude. And here's Nate, one of these fucking internet lawyers now, because he's a cool, because he's a New York attorney with attitude. That's the only, and he's black and he's quick, he's got a sharp mouth, and not always a nice mouth, like he can. I'm not that he's impolite. I'm just saying he's. You know what I mean? He can go with the best of them. That's all I'm saying. And he's entertaining and he's fun, and that's why people like. He's. Like not everybody likes him, obviously, out of this his new niche.
I haven't seen him forever. I don't know. I haven't followed. I really only kept in close communications, just pretty much what you see around here, Brojos and
sure. Me too.
Yeah, it kind of slipped away for a while. People were kind of like disappeared for a bit. A lot of the players are still gone, but it's fun in the heydays. Those Nadia days were kind of weird. Nadia and I spent a lot of nights. I think we read like halfway through fucking Pinkerton on the Clean Slate of Mind or some shit like that. I can't remember. A lot of discussions, a lot of talks. She was a programmer, and I got my basic networking and my C+ basics in programming. So we had a little bit of discuss.
Okay, so that was all right. She was well versed in both. So were you in that? Like that
yeah, she area. She was like a programmer for Linux, and I was more of a. I dealt with software quite a bit, but not the programming side of it. I wasn't a programmer. I was more like a technician. I was
operator kind of user, and
like my highest position I held in that field was on the problem solving team on NMC NMCI for the military. It's called. If anybody in the military heard of NMCI Strike Force, that's the person that handled all the network and all the password resets and all that. So when I got there, I was start off on the floor and as a networking dude, and people call up.
I'm sure you guys were just like it is in the corporate industry. You were the biggest pricks in the fucking army. No, I don't know. Like, do you know what I'm talking about when it's corporate? Because these guys act like they're the shit, man, and they are the shit because you can't do your job unless they come up there and fix your fucking password.
I wasn't that guy. I was a computer guy. That's not me. Like when I do graphic artworks, I'm not that snobby, I know it all graphics guy. I'll take hints from a kid who gets better ideas. Like, that's pretty cool, man. Show me how to do that.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right, Victor?
Oh, dude, 90% of the people that work there were like that. Like,
they are so freaking cocky.
They talk like this, and I'll fix your computer, but you're gonna have to be on hold, ma'am.
And they huddle in their office and laugh at all the people that can't fucking run their computers.
Exactly. They show videos on it, like, oh, look at this video, and oh yeah,
that's hilarious.
Really snobby, snarky people. I mean,
and yeah, they're smart, but come on,
they're smart, but they're only smart in that aspect of computer and networking. It's like oops. I don't know. There's people that I went to class with that didn't know a damn thing about computers. I ended up helping the teacher over there, helping the other fucking students disassemble laptops. I've been doing that shit since it came out, So I was already rebuilding and fucking doing computers like whatever. The first day I got there, he goes, the first we're going to do is make an F disk, and we're going to do a dual boot system on the computer. Anybody here done that before? So I raised my hand. Oh, really? Okay, you stay here during lunchtime. If you get it done, you take the rest of the day off. So, all right. So I did it. Boom, 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 boom. And it's gone. And then after that, I was just helping out and chilling there. Because that's basically what the final fucking part of that one class was just that. It was so fucking easy. But it's just experience. I did it before because I was just curious about it.
Right.
But I'm just a dumbass. What do I know? I used to tell people that too. I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm holding this in. Give me a sec.
Oh, you lucky you got buds. I'm just smoking tobacco.
That's wax or sugar, I think they call it.
Oh, nice. I'm sober.
I don't know. Just one good hit of that makes my back feel pretty good.
Right on.
Man, I forgot. I gotta work on my swearing.
Like, what do you mean? Get better at it?
No, well, in a way. I mean, I used to have a lot better self-control, because I didn't, I didn't mind swearing. I really thought there was a good purpose. Most of the time you could put it to use. I mean, good use you could put it to if you, if you're not just, whatever, all the time laying it out there, I mean, it can be effective, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially when you're like someone's not known for doing it, that's probably even the secret of like why not to use it a lot, because then when you can bring it out and like,
really
like sort of put your opponent on a little unbalanced for a sec there. Whoa, holy shit, what did I say? Anyways,
I grew up around curse words.
Well, I know you don't curse a lot.
I mean, I really never did. I curse quite a bit, but I don't. You'll catch me cursing sometimes too much, and like if I'm like in a hyper state,
I can't be a judge. Especially in this, but you know what? Honestly, though, I swear a lot less when I'm not online. I cannot get online. That's a trigger for me. I mean, it's like it's one of those things. It's like if I go in the bar and have a drink, I'm gonna have a smoke. If I come in here, I'm gonna be
cursing.
letting it. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah.
Oh man. I'm afraid I'm. Yeah, man. The way things are going, man, I wouldn't mind. I like it. It wouldn't phase me just to step out of this. Just to spout out of the whole YouTube thing here.
The G Plus thing.
Yeah, I mean all this with Brojo's Hangouts and everything. It's
Oh,
just with I mean shit going on in personal stuff. If it works out, it's like I'll be busy anyways with shit I've been wanting to do my whole life.
all right. I know you that chick, right? You met that chick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
well, I'm not really. I mean, I am talking about her, but I mean, in a way,
Mhm.
I'm in general. I'm just talking about if I had a. I mean, man, put it this way: if I had a fucking your situation, that's
Mhm.
the last pluck. I mean, I think here I go with the F-bomb, right? It's like that's the last place that you catch me, or is this goddamn place? Because I'd be, I like, man, I'd be, man, especially if I had a committed wife that loved me, man, life would be so fun. I wouldn't have time. I mean, I'd be like, why would I want to break away from the fun to go talk to those dope? I mean,
Well, we've been together for a long, long time, and she's usually right behind me over here on her laptop watching movies or
I know.
shows
I
or
mean, I
something.
know
Yeah,
you to some extent, and of course, I mean, you guys are like a hand in a glove, and you just whatever. You're all happy wherever, as long as you got each other.
we're all
Bullshit.
right. Yeah, we're good. We've always been good. Always been. Yeah. I don't want to get. I never want to like. I don't know. I just kind of stay
Jackson,
like
get over here.
floating. You know what I
Get
mean?
over here. Jackson.
Because you never
What's
know what's
going
going to
on?
happen at any time, at any point. She might lose her mind and try to murder me. Just kidding.
Well,
But
I mean, that could happen with any woman, I guess.
you
But
never know. No, but I'm just joking about that. But now we're just good friends and got lucky. But also a situation too where like, yeah, I don't know. It's just we had to rely on each other most of the time because she can't. Her family is not
I
great.
know she didn't have the best upbringing or whatever.
Well, her dad's a dick. And her mom is a whore. Oh yeah, her mom's a big whore, dude.
What's her brother?
Her brother. Who?
Oh, does she have a brother? I was thought he was a pedophile. Maybe. I mean,
I don't know.
you
I don't
gotta.
know if she. I think no. Oh, that's what it is. She was her mother. She knows she has brothers and she knows of one sister because her mother's mother was also a whore and had these children, didn't want
Wait,
them,
when
and she
you
gave them
say
off
wait,
for adoption.
when you say a whore, you just mean like sort of without a pimp. She made
A
sure
slut,
she made
maybe.
money off of sleeping or.
Well, I guess a slut then. We'll say just a slut. Yeah.
Okay, all right, like
Well,
what?
mhm.
Yeah, okay. We
I
have a
give you a
lot of
simple
men,
example of
right?
how much of a slut her Catherine's mother is. um, my dad was still dealing dope. Catherine's mother, the pill popper, and her boyfriend, Russ, at that time was her boyfriend. It was way, way back when I first met Kat. I think I was 18, 19, and my dad was dealing dope. So, and a lot of dudes would go up there and chill around a fire. There's a couple of guys that did dope. So my dad went up there because what do you go up there for? Oh, that's right. Russ was selling a Jeep, a nice little Jeep, a little old 4-speed military Jeep. So my dad wanted to go buy it. So my dad went up there to buy it, and then he found out that they do dope. My dad's like, "Hey, I do dope, and not only that, I know where to get it and get it for you guys." So it wasn't about a week later that I see my dad coming out of Catherine's mom's bedroom when Russ is at work,
Oh my god.
and he comes out. Wouldn't it be funny if I marry this bitch? That's what he said. he goes, that'd be your sister. That's my dad, and that's Catherine's mom.
This was after you were with her then, because
I was
he
just
made
dating her
that.
for like a month.
He was. I mean, he said that like he was saying that because of that. Like,
Yeah,
wouldn't that be funny? What would that make you go?
yeah.
Oh my lord!
That's them. Yeah.
What? Oh my! Yeah, it's amazing. You guys. are the people you are, man. I mean,
Right? Yeah, I was surprised that well, when I first met her, she was kind of scared too, because she didn't trust Russ living there. Because Russ was living there, he's kind of a weirdo at that time.
Okay,
So she
yeah.
was, she
Concerning
didn't trust him at
herself.
all. Double locking her door and stuff like that. Because
Right.
yeah, and
My wife, okay. So my first wife, when before we got married, I met her when she was 17, and she had these, and this was in 29 Palms, but in Yucca Valley down the highway,
Mhm.
man, this dog is going nuts about something outside. He always goes nuts on Fridays with the garbage trucks, especially. It's just something about garbage trucks, and I can hear this. I can hear something like a garbage truck out there. No wonder
Oh,
he's
he's
like.
getting
I
excited.
mean, I'm telling you, he's. I don't know what I theorize is that this fucking guy that owned him, that I bought him from, and that. I mean, I don't know. Do you remember me describing the situation wasn't good? This, what I basically rescued him from like an
Yeah, I
awful
remember saying something.
situation.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm thinking, because this guy would do is he'd pin all these dogs up in his kitchen. He had about 12 cages and about 2 dogs per cage, large dogs, some of them too. You know what I mean? And he would go to work, and then at like 4 or 5, he'd come home and then he'd let him out. So that bastard could hold his pee when I got him
Oh,
like a mofo.
oh
It's
shit! I
like,
imagine, right? Yikes! All day long.
like he was used to he's used to holding his pee, man.
That sucks.
But I mean, and anyways, but I think that guy probably drove like a I can only imagine
Oh, right. Something sounded like it.
why just a garbage truck? It's not a semi. It's not a tractor like a Caterpillar or something. It's a garbage truck. And
That's weird.
and I tell you, on garbage day, he spends like a good 7 hours or something, almost curled up in the feet, like it's like the fetal position. He just like he's sitting there, he's just shaking, uncontrollably shaking, he's panting, and usually he'll just go in the little darkest hole he can find, you know, and it's crazy. But I'm thinking, oh, the trucks they can hear the truck from way, because it was it was way up north in Michigan, so this guy's coming down from dirt roads down the county road,
All
and
right.
to his farm out there, and you know how dogs are, they can hear shit, like
Oh
they know
yeah.
patterns, and especially, oh shit, I can see him starting to shake when he fucking heard that thing. I just imagine that, of course. I don't know. That's just because that guy was such a bastard.
Seems
I mean, I
plausible. Yeah.
think I can never see anybody being cruel to another
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
I have no problem eating animals, nothing like that. I mean, come on, there's a balance, dude. But
Yeah.
no, don't be cruel. You don't have to be cruel.
Right.
And man, if you're cruel to animals, what would you do to people?
That's usually when they find psychopaths or murderers. They start off killing animals.
Oh, you know what I was gonna say? I meant, and then I don't know. Hold on, don't forget. I want to ask you. Don't forget about church. Something about church. I'll be right back. I got to get another drink. I'm thirsty as shit for some reason. Okay, Jackson. Fucking some collector collecting on a car.
Really?
Repo man or something.
Oh shit! Somebody got somebody, huh? Yikes! Got pay your bills. You know. That.
Hey, Victor, are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, 1 second.
Right.
I'm going to grab my coat. So.
All right, no problem.
Come on. Jackson, come on. Come on in. Get in here. Get in here.
Man, I can't play worth shit sober.
Man, dang. I can't believe I chased that guy out of there. I don't know. Did you hear what I was yelling? Like,
I heard you yell something. What happened?
Well, I was like, okay, so like right outside, right outside there, like across the street and 2 doors down, and then like into the street is this big freaking diesel truck that's just running, like, I mean, it's loud. Big, long flatbed, 20-foot probably, so it's a big, it's not just a small flatbed, but a big industrial, this one, it could haul a Mack truck, I think,
Damn.
Anyways, he's like fucking parked there, and my dog's been shaking for like 10 minutes almost. And it finally dawned on me. I took these damn headphones off and I heard the thing. And I was like, "What?" Opened it. And there's these lights are on. Fucking. So I just yelled out. I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Can't you shut that thing off?" And I heard some kind of response. And whatever. And then I just came in and whatever, talked to you for a second, whatever. And then he got in and pulled up down to like towards the end of the block, still almost, still within earshot or whatever. And then he stopped, and then he turned. But I was going to call the police. I was going to say, look, are we supposed to have to freaking listen to this shit at 2:30 in the morning? Some guy doing business on the street out here in his truck, collecting cars.
Right.
I'm sorry, a repo guy shouldn't be allowed to come in after 11 if he's got a fucking truck like that.
I know certain areas like around here is like noise violations at 10 p.m. Yeah.
I think we must have those too.
I'm sure and communities should have that, like curfew for like loud noise.
And some employee ain't gonna mind violating that if they don't get caught.
Right.
Because a lot of times people won't even say shit. Or, a cop ain't going to roll by and say anything or whatever. Because usually they're all buddy with the cops. So
it's probably one of the repo guys for him. Hey, we got this girl. We got to haul off. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's all that same work. They all. Because the cops need them to haul the cars that they need taken away.
So why would they go out there and harass them? And most likely the cops go out there and try to harass you or something. I don't trust cops at all, man. I know some nice ones, but some dirty cops.
So here's another thing about you that I think we have in common in a way, but it took me a lot longer to figure out. It's just this freaking thing about authority and thinking they know they know anything.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't share that opinion. You don't share the opinion of those. You don't share the opinion of those people of themselves.
No. I mean, I look at some people in authority, and I'm like, they think they have all this authority, but they're just a man. They're just a person, and And
Isn't
a lot
it
of the
amazing?
times, yeah, they're just. I ran into
Like
a
to
lot of
me, Victor,
people.
it doesn't make sense. It like if I was ever to be in a position of public service or something like that,
Mhm.
it would be just the most natural thing for me to be a fighter for every goddamn person out there that's like me,
Mm.
and not suck up to the man.
Right.
I'd be
Yeah. That's.
like, I'd be an infiltrator,
Mhm.
like fucking things up, and people are getting too much money in their check or some shit
Right. It's
because
like, what's going on around here? This is
because I
not.
did this little diversion thing here. You know what I mean? And like,
Mhm.
and so I wouldn't get busted for stealing money. I just Peter Pan, making sure some money. Well, where'd that go? Oh, I don't know. Like I can't believe there aren't crazy people like that in government that could be doing that shit
Oh,
just for
dude, there's.
fun. Wouldn't that be cool? Like be a Peter Pan? Like, or I mean, is that a Peter
Like a
Pan?
Robin
Yeah.
Hood, you mean, or?
Or I mean Robin Hood. Yeah,
Mhm.
Peter fucking Pan. Yeah, but yeah, Robin Hood.
Mhm.
Just definitely that'd
Yep.
be
Steal from
cool.
the rich to help the poor.
Subverting the system, like in that way.
Right.
But
Yeah.
for the people, though, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It's
I
it's kind
don't,
of
I
weird
don't.
how
How
we
can
have.
those people get so easily corrupted by money? I just don't get that.
I don't know.
Money, maybe I've never been, just never had that. It never attracted me.
Mhm.
Not that kind of thing. I mean, I only ever wanted money because fucking somebody told me I needed
Right.
it.
Yeah. I want to.
And,
I need to pay
and
rent. I gotta. When you
that's what
want to
I
buy a
mean.
guitar,
Like
you need money.
somebody
Yeah.
said they needed some dollars, man, and
Right.
this is how you get them.
You gotta work. Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Like I didn't learn till I was like 55.
Oh, I learned when I was
You didn't
started
have
shining
to.
shoes when I
It's a
was
different way to
in.
live, man. Like live on your own. Live as the man. Live like
Mm,
the free man on the land, but in your own way. Just
yeah.
use what. Like I don't know. I the best thing is just to stay invisible if you can.
Well, I was on my own since 16, like
Mhm.
literally on the street, like kicked out of the house at
Mhm.
16. So I was like, luckily I graduated early and I got a full time job. I was working for I think maybe 2 weeks when my mom kicked me out of the house. So I was like living in my car for a bit. Then I rented a couch for my sister, and then Jimmy wanted to rent a house. I went in halves with him, but I ended up only paying a quarter or a third because he wanted his friend to move in and rent a room. And then I think my dad was renting a room. My brother's renting a room in the back too. He was trying to make it was pretty much like living there rent free. He's trying to get as much people to live there, you
Mhm.
know. So I said, well, all these
Yeah.
motherfuckers gonna live here. I'm not gonna pay half the fucking rent. I got to lock my door. I got one room, no, side room now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So from there, I kind of that's when I met Kat when I was living there, and then when I knocked her up, I was like, well, time to really get my own place. That's when I bought I
Got it.
bought a little trailer in a trailer park.
Okay, hold on. Time out. Okay,
Yep.
so would you is it okay is that a story that you can share is
Hmm.
how Catherine told you she was pregnant?
Oh, let me see.
And like was it scary for her to tell you, or was it a surprise to you, or like
No,
what I
I think we
mean, like was she scared to tell, like, or did
no,
you
not at
find out
all.
together, or like
Well, she
go ahead.
she ran away from home and she wanted to
A-
live with me.
and hold on, were you already kind of living together when this
That's yeah.
happened?
When it happened, we were because she ran away from home
Oh, okay,
and she
go ahead.
was living with a friend of hers, and then she ended up her friend was kind of weird and shisty, so she ended up like just pretty much moving in with me. And we kind of knew what was going on, because we're living together, and went down to Planned Parenthood to her to get the test, and she's pregnant. So like, oh, all right, cool. We thought about it for a little bit, what we're gonna do. And I
Okay, but do you remember the moment that you found out that she was pregnant, or how you felt?
um it
Like,
was at
was your initial reaction? And I think it's going to be, I thought that was cool, but go ahead. What was your initial reaction?
like I'm trying to think of like back then, Planned Parenthood we found out, and then my initial reaction was kind of like I was like a little awestruck. I was like,
Was
Now
any
it's kind of
thought
like
of
cool,
should we get rid of it, or I don't know?
That didn't cross
Because
my
a lot of
mind
people
to
were
ever
pushing
do that.
that, you know.
Yeah,
A lot of people would have counseled her, well, you know,
Mhm.
take care of this thing. Look at this guy.
No, it was kind of like I was kind of like,
He
all right,
laughed.
we'll handle this. We can deal with this. We can do this.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
was her immediate thing happy? You know, like she
She
would
was
not
happy
like
because she always wanted to be a mom.
it
I
would
think
have been the
she.
last thing for her to get an abortion, right?
Oh, right. She always wanted to be a mom. She talked about being a mom.
I mean, you went down to Planned Parenthood just to get the pregnancy check, not in any way to get some literature.
Right. Just to get the check and make sure everything's done right. And yeah,
Right.
so it was kind of like, yeah, we can do this. Cool. No, we'll work this. I got my own place. So shortly after,
Then you got your daughter.
and then she came along, and then I think Josie was. I think she was about 1.5,
How old
2
was
years
Josie
old.
when she was born? When your daughter was born?
Who? What?
I mean, I'm sorry. How old was Kat when Josie was born?
Oh, 17.
Not pregnant, but born. Okay, 17. So she was pregnant at 16, birth at 17?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Okay, so yeah, all right. Because my wife gave birth at 19. I thought that was young, but
yeah,
I
was 18. I was 18
Mm.
at the time. So we're both very young.
I was 27.
All right. I think I told you I grew up like way fast and then immediately had kids, and then I was that guy where, like, you know, I didn't believe in marriage too much. I was like, if we're gonna be together, we'll be together, you know. It took me like 2 years, I think, after Josie was born for us to get married.
Oh, man.
Well, she wanted to get married from the get-go.
She did she wanted to get married even before, yeah.
And I was like, no, let's hold off and wait. Let's see where it goes. You know, make sure everything's good. Make sure we're cool. Yeah.
And you weren't dissing her or nothing. You were just telling her, hey, I'm
totally
basically, hey, I'm not ready, you know, but I'm not leaving, but I'm not ready. Kind of like that,
right?
Something
it's
like that.
It's pretty much like, I'm not going anywhere, so you just have to worry. But for me, it was pretty much okay if you want to do the marriage thing and get, you know, all that just for the security of it, maybe fine, because I'm not going anywhere, you know.
Right.
And my whole thing was, you know, I was very, very like blunt and honest with her. I was like, don't mess around. I don't mess around. If you feel like you have to mess around, you better tell me before you do, then go, you know, but don't do it behind my back, because there'll be a lot of trouble.
Okay. So, one of the things that, okay, so this thing I'm talking about, it's only, look, I've like, okay, there's so many things that are weird about it, but I think, wait, what's today's date? Let me look it up real quick. I gotta look back at the calendar for a second for other dates too. But what is today's date? The
20th?
Oh, today's the 20th.
Yeah.
Where's my freaking calendar? Damn it. Anyway, I haven't known her that long, right? 1 second. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 12 days. Okay, it's like for 12 days, but okay, so in those 12 days though, I mean, we've spent every day, you know, haven't missed a day, and it's really, it's incredible how this began, but I just can't go into it right now. But anyways, we have such, and I'll touch on a point we were just talking about in a minute, but I mean, we're having these just, you know, in-depth, honest, straightforward conversations with each other, and of course mixing in, you know, polite, fun stuff or whatever, you know. But you know, I mean, basically, I mean, we're both in it for a purpose. It's like to find out about each other in this situation where we don't, you know, we've met online, or we haven't met in person, but we can talk to each other, we can write to each other, and it's, I don't know, it's really interesting to find somebody that's actually in a position, and they're really searching for, and to find out that she's really searching for what I'm searching for, what I really am searching for. At least that's what it appears, and this is, I mean, I've never gone to this level with somebody at this, at the intellectual level, as emotional levels, and like just the emotions that were like that she's bringing out of me. I mean, I'm just writing. I'm like pouring out pages of just stuff about my life, and as she just waits there texting nothing back, and and she did the same, just talking about her past and this and that. But like, I mean, the other night, just after, like, as I got into my this story, this part of my life that it just kills me to think of, if I bring it, if it's brought up in the right context, man, I just open up, and the tears just pour out. You know what I mean? It just because of just the regret of loss that didn't have to, kind of thing, and the ongoing tragedy of, or because, I mean, this event, it was about my divorce, my first divorce, after 14 years of marriage.
Wow.
I have a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old, and right out of the blue, right after we bought that house, dude, that house I was telling you about, I worked in Michigan for a whole year while I first, we moved her out to her folks' house in Sky Valley, which is just north of the 10, at Palm Springs, and then we were gonna find a house. We found it. We bought it. She moved in a couple months, and then in a couple months, I finally, was wrapped up working there. Work, and I was on my last, on my final flight out of Michigan. I'll never forget it. Flew into Long Beach Airport. It was a late, it was like a red eye for me. I landed somewhere around midnight, 11 o'clock midnight. And I remember it was one of those where remember when you could just walk off, they just wheeled the stairs out to the plane, and you'd walk across the tarmac to the building. Do you know what I mean? And then, so I remember walking across, and then there I met her, and her deception was so great that whole entire year, because she had met a guy 8 months before that, and whatever. I wasn't there, but I every time I came, like every couple of months, I flew out to see the kids and her, and we'd go at it and everything, and all in between we'd call, and she was good, I guess. I mean, it seems like she had a plan looking back, or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that sucked, man. That sucked. Damn.
But
yeah.
And so I, in walking across that tarmac, I could see, like, I could just see the betrayal in her eyes, and she like, like she at least, like, she didn't have the fortitude to, look me at the face, or whatever, in that show. And it's like she told me she wanted a divorce, and I never did live in that house, like,
at all, really.
Not, I mean, obviously, she took me to, and I slept there that night, and then, I was probably there for a month or so, and then I hightailed it to Michigan, but my dreams were crushed. I mean, I left.
That sucks, dude.
I went back to home in Michigan with broken, man.
Damn, that's fucked up.
I mean, so anyways, just, oh man, it means so much to me to find somebody that really is wanting what I want to give, and like she wants to give what I want to have, sort of. And I mean, a lot of it's around, I mean, she's got a daughter, 6 years old. But you know what, man? I'm in a great position to be a dad. I don't have to go to work. I can just You know what I mean? I can
Yeah,
hang out. I
raise
can
the
be
kid.
I can be the man of the house. Like I can be the man
Mhm.
butler, dude, of the house.
Right
You
on.
know,
Yeah.
because she's 37.
Oh, she's young. She's 10 years younger than I am.
She said I sent her this, the first picture I sent her. It was just I don't know. You may be seeing. I'm like, I'm just outside. I got my glasses up, a little peace sign. It's just whatever. But she's like,
Uh-huh.
and she speaks a little broken English, right? Because she's from Singapore.
Okay.
And oh damn it! Why am I speaking? I didn't want to talk about this, but I'm with a friend, and I'm like, do you mind if I end this live?
Oh, go for it, dude. That's fine.